Hello everyone, this video will show you how to make a modern wooden house. The blocks you will need for this are cobblestone. You're going to need a lot of different types of spruce, specifically stripped spruce logs, spruce planks, spruce fences, and spruce stairs. You're going to need stone brick stairs as well. And you'll need a couple other items for smaller things later. So we are going to start off with the cobblestone base. So this will be the foundation of the house. The foundation will be a 4-block tall cobblestone wall that doesn't exactly have an interior to it. But basically, here's what to do. So find your starting point, put your block there. From there, you're going to take to the right, and you're going to go 9 blocks out. All right, once you have reached your 9 blocks, you are going to go 12 this way, turning right. All right, so once you have your 12, you're going to turn again and go 15 blocks. Turning inward, we are going to go 3 blocks out. Turning outward, we're going to go 7 blocks. Turning outward again, we're going to go 16 blocks. And then finally, we're going to go 31 blocks out this way, or just connect to the other side. Right, so now you have the outline of the house. So we're going to build up 3 blocks, so it'll be 4 high in total. And you're just going to cover the rest of the base and just make it 4 high. Alright, so now that you've basically fully filled in the cobblestone platform, that's basically all the cobblestone we'll be using except for the stone brick later, which if you have soak touch you won't need it anyways. So we're going to go in here, we're going to place spruce slabs to basically fill in this 3 by space. And then we're going to punch holes every 3 blocks, and we're going to fill it with stripped spruce logs, and we're going to go 1 up each time. And now we're going to fill in almost every space with fences, besides the very far left one. Yeah, go ahead and fill these in with fences, just like that. Right, so then on the left side, the reason we leave it open is because we're actually going to put stairs here. This is where the spruce stairs come in. And then you can either place them on the other side, or you could just build a whole solid back to it with just regular blocks. I prefer the back stairs, and that's what you should have so far. Alright, so grabbing oak planks and leaves, we are going to cut everything that is covered by spruce. Anything that has spruce planks on top of it, we're just going to break. So you're basically breaking under the little porch you have made, and in between each log. So you're just going to fill this in with oak planks. You can also use spruce planks, whatever planks you want. I'm using oak, I think it looks the best with the spruce. And once it's all filled in, fill all of them with oak leaves. You're going to leave one of them empty. It's going to be this one. You'll see why in a minute. So we're going to cut in front of the staircase, and we're going to place oak planks again to make a little pathway there. So this is what it'll look like now. You'll see obviously that space is there. So go ahead and make the pathway with the oak planks here as well. So once you have the 2 pathways done, you're going to take some spruce slabs. You're going to place them about 4 or 5 out. I'm going 5 for now, I'm breaking the 5th one and replacing it later, but you'll go 5 out from the logs. So once we have that, we are actually going to need some farming equipment. So we'll need a hoe and then whatever seeds you want. It could be just regular seeds, anything that's not pumpkin or melon seeds. Something they just grow straight up, like carrots, potatoes, beetroot, and then wheat. For this particular tutorial, I'll be using carrots and potatoes, because there will be 2 separate farms. Right, so in this very middle block here, we'll be placing a single piece of water. Then hoe 24 blocks around it. And then place whatever crop you want. Again, I'm placing carrots. Alright, now, so moving on to the other side of this little pathway here, we're going to go 2 out and place a water bucket here. Then we're going to go 4 out from that one, place another. So it'll be double the size of the carrot one. You can use carrots again, or whatever crop you used first, you can use it twice. I'm going to use different crops just because I think it looks a little better. So I'll be using potatoes, so again, you're just going to do 24 blocks around each water, and then fill it in with whatever crop you want. Alright, so we will be continuing the path now. So from here we're going to just basically break on the line of the crop, so it'll be touching the crops, the pathway will. Just like that, again, too thick. Go ahead and place a leaf there as well. Just fill that in. It could be any leaf, by the way. Does not have to be oak. I chose oak because I think it looks the best. So we'll do the exact same thing on this side with the oak planks, touching the crops again, and then we'll be filling in spruce slabs around it. So on these outer edge pieces, we're going to be replacing, as I said earlier, the edge ones with logs. So you should have a little quadrant there of logs. So the land I built my version of the house on is on a hill, so I'm just going to have a little staircase that goes down the mountain here. All this terrain is actually custom around here for the tutorial, but yeah, I'll just have a staircase down there so you can get up to it. This side will actually not continue, it's basically just a path to get to the stairs, so you'll just put leaves. You'll actually have leaves going all the way around the house, but I'm just going to stop it there for now. So basically you can just place leaves all around the cobblestone base, but I'm just going to end it right there for now. Alright, so that is basically all the exterior work we will be doing for this house, besides obviously the actual house part. But that's all the landscaping, I guess is a better word for it. So on all the corners we will be placing logs. We'll be placing 6 up from the cobblestone on every single corner. There will be some extra places we place them as well. Will not just be the corners, but you'll see that. Alright, so now that we have the corners filled out, 2 of the extra places is right here, 2 blocks from that corner one. It'll basically align with the porch, and this one will also align with the porch. It'll also be 2 away. So it'll kind of look like a little half square there. Alright, so now, basically, we're just breaking the cobblestone under the logs and replacing it with logs. Again, I'm using stripped spruce logs. So on every visible part, you'll just replace the cobblestone with logs. So there's a couple places that are kind of inside you can't really see that you can replace with logs, like right here. But I'm just going to leave it because it doesn't really affect the overall look of the house. Alright, so now we're going to come in here with spruce stairs. In every place on top of the cobblestone wall, we are going to place spruce stairs. There is one exception, which is where the door will be. There's a place where there will be a double door, which you'll see, or an option for a double door, rather. So the one place you're going to leave out is right here. You want to leave that empty, but you're going to fill the rest in. Alright, so now that we have all the stairs, we're going to be placing the walls behind them. There'll be one block behind the stairs, one block behind the logs, basically to give it a little bit more, I guess, dimensional feel. So I'll skip ahead to when I'm finished with all the walls. Alright, so as I said earlier, we're going to be placing windows in here. For shutters, I'm using dark oak trapdoors. You can also use spruce trapdoors. I definitely don't recommend it. Spruce trapdoors on spruce building. If you made oak walls, I would definitely recommend spruce. But here the dark oak just stands out a little bit more. So something to note is when you, depending on how you place the trapdoor, if you place it on the top or the bottom of the block, it'll look different. I prefer it top and going down. But that's obviously a preference for you to make for your own build. So as you can see for this window, I'm doing 2 blocks away from both walls, and I'm putting 2 different windows there of a 2x2 window, and then I'm just putting shutters on the outside of them. So, and then for this section, I'll also be placing the window basically dead in the center. One thing to note about the windows is you're going to want to place them, the bottom panes should be, there should be the stairs, 1 block of planks, and then the windows. From bottom to top is how I place them. If you want to make it a taller building, you're free to do that and free to experiment. So over here, you'll see me placing windows on one of the sides. I'll actually end up breaking this, so if you place windows here, I would probably wait until a little bit later in the video, because there's a little change I make to the structure of the house that'll basically change the way I have to work the windows. So the windows on the back don't really matter. These will not change, so you can go and place these now. These don't really matter where you place them. I'm placing them 4 away from the wall on both sides, and then I'll put 1 in the center of the 2 of them, which should be 5 blocks. The trapdoors will be 5 blocks from each other. And then just one quick little change, we're going to put spruce there instead of cobblestone. Alright, so here's the change that we'll be making to the logs that I was talking about earlier. So, on this side, the side with the longer kind of extension, where it kind of lines up with this log, you're going to place logs there. You'll see, obviously, I'm breaking the window because I didn't account for that when I was originally recording this, so just break this window, and then I'll just reset the windows. If you already placed windows there, you can also just reset any windows that don't really fit, but you'll do this on the other side as well. So going over to the other side, we're going to do the same thing where it lines up. So it should actually be 2 blocks away from the other log, and we're going to be placing it like that. And again, we'll have to break the windows and replace them as needed. Right, the last part of this build will be the roof. So we're going to place a full layer there, and for every layer on top of that, we will be cutting the 2 edge blocks off of them. Right. So something you can also do is actually fill in this layer, a full layer. Just don't do it with the logs, but you're free to do it with the just planks. You'll see me kind of messing around here with them. So when it comes to the actual stairs, place one on this specific block. So it's touching the, so it's 1 out from the logs and 2 out from the plank wall. You'll just start building up with them. Again, it'll be 2 blocks away from the wall. As I said earlier, it'll overhang 2 blocks. That's for the design of the logs being 1 out. If you think it looks better, it being on the same level as the logs and only being 1 out overhang, that's totally cool too, but I'm doing it 2 blocks. So finish up that layer, and then we are going to mirror that onto this side as well. So you should do that exact same thing on this side. Right, so coming over here, we're going to extend this, again not touching the wall at all, and remember to have it overhang off the log, 1 block, not the wall. It'll be 2 blocks off the wall. So you're just going to fill this in basically. You have to extend some of those walls to get it over there. And you'll see some things that are not happening. You also want to fill in this wall as well. So go and do the little staircase thing there. Right, so you already saw me mirror this side already, but so here's where it gets a little complicated. I stopped a little bit early on that part because what you'll see is when I do this layer of stairs, it will overhang or go over the roof of that. So in order to make it 2 over the wall, so right now it's 1 and 2. All right, so then for this, you're going to match it on the other side of that. So that's why I stopped those staircases a little earlier. Just do it with every layer. You'll actually have to break that one. And then for this one, what you'll have to do is take the log and place it like that. So it should look good just like that. And you'll do the exact same thing on this side. So you'll place to there, and then you'll go over, make sure it overhangs by 2, and then you'll just fill the rest in. Alright, so now on this side, it'll be the left side of the house. Go ahead and make this staircase part with the, or little pyramid, I guess you can call it, with the planks. So the reason that we placed the log there was so that looks a little bit more centered. So yeah, you want the entire roof to be symmetrical. You don't want it to look super wonky unless you do, in which case you go for that. So we're going to build it up to here, and then we're basically just going to mirror it on the other side, and then we'll be done. Alright, so once you're done with the actual roof, just remember to fill in these undersides of all the parts where it overlaps or overhangs the side of the house. So do this on every side. And then there's another important thing that we do after this to the roof. It's not super important, but it's something that makes it look a little bit better from every angle. If you're just looking at it at a base view, it won't really change much. But I think it is important overall. So this is the last part. Under all these, you're just going to place upside down stairs there. You can also just place regular blocks there. Just something that doesn't make it look like it's just an empty space that forgot to be filled. You want to make it look like you put some work into this. So yeah, just build the underside of all these. It'll be a little bit difficult with the trapdoors, and it being so high up, so you will have to probably use some scaffolding. I usually use a water bucket, but yeah, so remember to just fill in all undersides of everything, and then the roof is done. Alright, so something I actually forgot to do here is fill in the leaves. Again, just make it surround the cobblestone wall, and you should be good once that's all the way around. Alright, so now is basically onto landscaping or foliage. I don't do too much landscaping, but usually I just like to bone meal places and just put some trees around. I'll show you two different tree types that I would personally use for this house and what they look like. So you'll see me bone mealing here, and then you'll see the tree options. Alright, so the first option is spruce trees. These, you place some big ones, and you place some of the normal one sapling trees. I didn't actually place that many here. It goes around. I didn't place like a whole forest. I just kind of placed the base level so you can kind of see what it looks like overall. I do really like this one. I actually prefer a little bit less density of trees. But you do what you want and what looks good for your house. Alright, so the second option is scattered oak trees. I accidentally, when I was placing these, made like an oak forest. But yeah, I would say if you're doing oak trees, you probably want them a little bit more scattered. And you're going to need a lot more bone meal because the trees don't cover as much as spruce trees do. I like this. It gives your house a little bit more of an open feel. Spruce is definitely if you want a more private feel. But I still think this looks great. Alright, so that is it for this tutorial. Let me know if you want any other type of Minecraft build tutorials. Any different types of houses, different types of buildings, certain designs for just kind of smaller things I can do. as well. I'll probably be uploading a few time lapses at some point of my Minecraft builds or some showcases, but I will see you guys in the next one.